if you will plant a church there, you will see a line of people just like you saw that night, waiting to get to church, not a movie. I just knew something was stirring, something was different. I knew God had a next step for me. I just didn't know what it was. And it kind of led to a little bit of frustration. Should I stay or should I go? That's all I was praying. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay and just take over from my pastor or take this new job? And I thought maybe that was all that God had for me. And I didn't really hear from the Lord the entire weekend. I kind of let go of the prayer, should I stay or go? And I was just worshiping God, just praying. I'll never forget driving through St. Louis. The kids were asleep. My wife's asleep. I'm driving through the city, and all of a sudden, in that moment of worship and presence, I just got this picture or vision in my head. And it was a picture of a movie theater in a mall in not too far from where I lived. And the picture was this. I remember when they opened that theater, it was a grand opening for the first time. There were so many people trying to go to this grand opening that there was a line from the theater ticket booth all the way through the mall. So I had to walk past this long line to get in the ticket line to buy a ticket that night. And in my mind, I was worshiping the Lord, and God just took me back to that moment where I'm walking and I'm seeing all these people waiting to see a movie. And then when I got to the back of the line, I just felt like the Lord spoke to me and said, I want you to not stay and I don't want you to go. I want you to plant a church right at that exact theater at that mall. And I felt like the Holy Spirit said, if you'll obey me, if you will plant a church there, you will see a line of people just like you saw that night waiting to get to church, not a movie. I feel like God is calling us to plant a church at this movie theater. And it was so clear. And I remember just my heart exploding with excitement. I just knew that this was it. Woke my wife up 2 or 3 in the morning. I said, babe, this is crazy, but I think I know what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to stay or go. So we prayed about that, and it was 2 years later, just hanging on to that vision. In February 20th of 2011, we planted our church, Destination Church, in that movie theater. And on that day, there was a line of people on the very first day getting into church, not a movie. And I remember people taking pictures and showing to me, and I shared this story all the time with new people at our church. And every time I would share that story in the early days, every Sunday, people would take pictures of lines of people waiting to get in, because when you're obedient to God in a vision, that vision will become a reality. But I don't know if you're struggling about where you are right now and praying about your future. Maybe you're frustrated because God's put dreams in your heart, but those dreams aren't becoming a reality. Maybe you're praying about direction, you're praying about your path. I would encourage you, maybe take a break from praying direction and just focus on the presence of God. And yes, there's joy in God's presence, but there's also direction for your life in the presence of God. And so I know for me, when I got in the presence of God, that's where I found my path. And I'm praying as you get in the presence of God, God will reveal His path, His plans for you as well.